Hello, I'm Scott Brady with Expedition Portal and Overland Journal, and I am out here with the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. Now, this is a model that has been extremely successful around the world, and we finally have it in America. All right, so let's go through the specs on this vehicle because it's a long one. You start from a 3-inch wider track, front locking differential, 33-inch diameter tires, long travel, position sensitive valving on the shock absorbers. You've also got 405 horsepower, over 400 foot-pounds of torque from this V6. And it is just a winner on the trail, both at low speed and at high speed. The things that make it work great at low speed include those front and rear locking differentials, good ground clearance, large diameter aggressive tires, but you've also got things like skid plates, front bash plate. You've also got a full length skid plate down the quarter panels that also functions as a step. So this vehicle is really made for not only low speed technical terrain, but of course the high speed stuff that the Raptors are known for. Okay, so driving the Ranger Raptor, overall, I'm just gonna say it's a joy. This thing is fun to drive every day. It has completely surprised me as a midsize. In fact, I would say that this truck has surprised me more than just about any test vehicle I've been in the last decade. Because it's a Ranger. It's not that Rangers are ever bad. They just don't come to mind as something that's gonna delight or surprise you. But this vehicle has done both. And that's because it has features that you just wouldn't expect, even in a Raptor, like a front locking differential. So you've got a rear locking differential, front locking differential, 405 horsepower. And it's not to suggest that this vehicle is like the fastest of all of these high capability vehicles. It's not like a 392 Wrangler or something like that, but it's pretty close. And it feels like a lot of motor for such a small truck. Now, of course, we've been in the Raptor R, which is over 700 horsepower, and that feels violently fast. This feels fun, everyday kind of fast. And then it's also just got really effective drive modes. So when you go into rock crawl, it has you shift into low range and it locks the rear differential. It changes the throttle mapping. It holds the gear for longer for better compression braking, going down a slope, for example. So it does all of these little things automatically in these drive modes. When you go into sport on the highway, it stiffens up the suspension. It improves the throttle response. It feels fast and sporty. And it's great going through the twisty mountain roads, even on 33-inch diameter tires. But then you can go into off-road mode, which is going to loosen up a lot of your traction control intervention. It's going to loosen up your vehicle stability control. It's going to give you a little bit more movement out of the truck, a little bit more yaw out of the vehicle. And then you can still go into full-blown Baja mode. And full-blown Baja mode is nothing short of super fun. It would be neat if you could do like a too-high rear locker variant, but it's probably a good idea that the manufacturers don't do that. Like, for me, it would be a lot of fun, but it seems like a quick way to wad up your brand new Ranger. But the Baja mode, the exhaust goes full loud. That's another thing. On the steering wheel, you can change the exhaust note. You can change the steering effort on the steering wheel. You can change the suspension damping on the steering wheel. All these things are easy to change while you're driving down the road. But Baja mode is fun. It feels like you are in a trophy truck or the equivalent that you could have as a daily driver. And the vehicle, what I noticed, I'm always looking for driver confidence. And in all of the modes, whether it be low speed technical terrain or at higher speed when you're in sport mode going through the mountains, or if you're in Baja mode at high speed on the dirt, the vehicle is very confidence inspiring. Which means it does what it's saying it's going to do. It kind of delivers on those promises that we're looking for in capability out of a vehicle. So that, to me, says a lot about a manufacturer when it's not just a nameplate, when it's not just something that comes up on the dash, but it's something that really, really works.